Now on KGW News, drop down the donation chute at a Portland homeless shelter.
At first, we didn't know how special it was.
The shoes that are about to help hundreds of people. Plus, schools evacuated, why a message sent to several Oregon districts could be part of a national threat. But first, big promises from Oregon politicians.
We're going to think big, we're going to come out swinging and get some things done.
What the governor's task force has come up with to fix downtown Portland. We begin with breaking news. Police in Gresham are looking for a driver who hit and killed a pedestrian tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm China Green. This happened at about 6:30 on East Burnside Road at 181st Avenue. Gresham police say the person hit died from their injuries on the scene. The driver involved took off, but police found their car on 172nd Avenue. Officers searched the area but could not find the suspect, and there's no description of them at this point. So if you have any information on the crash, call Gresham Police's tip line. In Portland today, leaders from all levels of government gathered to discuss the future of the city. It follows months of brainstorming from a task force set up by Governor Tina Kotek. Blair Best went to find out if they came up with any concrete solutions.
Inside the Moda Center, performance met with talks of a bright new future for Oregon took center stage.
And as Portland goes, the state goes. And I think leaders from around the state understood that.
During this year's Oregon Business Plans Leadership Summit.
It's great to see such a great crowd here. Thank you for coming.
Governor Tina Kotek was among the speakers.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm your governor, Tina Kotek, in case you didn't get that note.
Sharing an announcement long awaited by many, seeing as seating ran out for this portion of the day.
Let's talk about Portland, and let's talk about progress. Because I think we're having a moment. Times of crisis can lead to a desire for drastic change.
About 4 months ago, Governor Kotek formed the Central City Task Force.
Well, I'm like you. I raise an eyebrow at the idea of another task force being part of any real solution.
And called on 50 local leaders to find ways to revitalize downtown Portland.
We came up with 10 concrete action items focused on the next 6 months.
Many focused on addressing the deadly crisis gripping Portland streets, including declaring a 90-day fentanyl emergency, a statewide ban on the public use of controlled substances, and making it easier for law enforcement to prosecute drug dealers.
Without an emergency order, you have to go through your regular processes. This creates an urgency.
Look, we all want the same thing. We want this city and this state to recover, and the only way we can do it successfully is through collaboration.
Among the recommendations, investing $20 million in graffiti removal and taking down plywood covering store windows, plus a 3-year pause on new taxes and fees.
We have come this far, and we're beginning to see what's on the other side of our challenges.
Yet much of this depends on support from the legislature, something Senator Ron Wyden echoed early in the day.
Every level of government has got to say, we're going to think big, we're going to come out swinging and get some things done.
We will be acting in February.
Yes, thank you.
Now, among the recommendations are things that we've heard talked about many times before, like expanding shelter space and increasing police presence downtown. But again, we want to stress these are all just recommendations at this point. But today we heard from the state that they plan to act on some of them during next year's legislative session. And the governor tells us she's meeting with the county chair and the mayor next week to talk about the next steps. In North Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
In developing news tonight, a 19-year-old is facing serious charges in a crash that killed his brother and put his sister in the hospital. Jesse Granados Villegas appeared before a judge this afternoon accused of manslaughter, reckless driving, and driving under the influence. Washington County deputies say he took a curve too fast on Southwest River Road and the car rolled over and crashed through a fence. Andy Granados, a 7th grader at Tualatin Middle School, died at the scene. Brittany Granados, a 10th grader at Tualatin High, has serious injuries. The 19-year-old driver remains behind bars awaiting his next hearing next week. And to get you caught up on tonight's other headlines, the Clark County Sheriff's Office is looking for a suspect who allegedly escaped by jumping on a passing semi-truck. Yes, you heard that right. So 3 people, all teens, led deputies on a chase this morning in what they say was a stolen car. They finally got it stopped near Northeast 117th and 76th Streets. Deputies used a taser on 2 teens and arrested them, but a witness saw the 3rd teen heading away from the scene while clinging to the side of a semi-truck. At last check, that teen was still on the run. At least 4 Oregon school districts received threatening emails today and evacuated students. That includes the Cascade School District in Marion County, the Colton School District, the Corbett School District, and the Central Lynn School District in Lynn County. It appears schools in both Texas and Ohio got a similar message as well. And we talked to the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office that searched the campus in Corbett. They didn't find anything suspicious.
We don't believe there's any ongoing threat to the school, to the students, to the community. And so we believe it is safe for the students to go back to school tomorrow, definitely.
The FBI said in a statement tonight, while the FBI has no information to indicate these threats are credible at this time, public safety agencies can never simply discount such threats as a nuisance. They add, in addition to the schools, Oregon airports and houses of worship got a threatening email as well. It's not clear yet if they're all connected. And a shakeup at the top for Portland Public Schools. Guadalupe Guerrero is stepping down as a superintendent after 7 school years. His announcement comes just 2 weeks after the end of the Portland teachers' strike, which kept students out of school for most of November. A school board member who helped appoint Guerrero says he decided to resign on his own, and the board did not direct it. The school board will meet this week to name an interim leader. New at 11, a Portland homeless shelter stands to collect thousands of dollars after someone dropped off a pair of rare sneakers in their donation bin. Catherine Cook has a story behind the gold Nikes and how you can bid on them.
In the basement of Portland Rescue Mission's Burnside shelter, you'll find them. Donation bins filled with boots, warm clothing, socks, and blankets. Basics to help people survive life on the streets. What you won't find here? Luxury.
It would not be super common.
Which is why last spring,
a donation coming down the chute.
When someone dropped a special donation down this chute, it really stood out.
The shoes are very auspicious. They are really gold.
Erin Holcomb is director of staff ministries for Portland Rescue Mission. She says at first, no one knew what to make of the shiny gold Nikes. James Free, who was serving in the donation room at the time, figured they had to be worth something and flagged down leadership. Aaron took the shoes to a sneaker expert who agreed.
They immediately authenticated them and said, no, these are really special, really rare. Please take care of them.
Turns out the shoes, size 12.5, were one of maybe 5 pairs made for film director Spike Lee. He and his party wore them to the 2019 Oscars, the night he won for BlacKkKlansman. Lee commissioned famed Nike shoe designer Tinker Hatfield to customize the Jordan 3s. Erin says she reached out to Spike Lee's company to see if anyone was missing a pair of the golden shoes, but never heard back.
And so we have no idea who donated them, and we're not sure how to find out. But whoever did it, I mean, we know that they must really care about the people we're serving and wanted to do something special.
New York auction house Sotheby's estimates the shoes are worth more than $10,000 and possibly more now. Portland Rescue Mission reached out to Tinker Hatfield, who was happy to help. He donated a few other items to put toward auction, including a design concept board.
We didn't have a box with the shoes. The shoes were loose in our donation bin. So Tinker bought this very nice box, and then he signed it with a gold marker to match our gold shoes and put that together to make a really beautiful lot for the auction.
The Nikes are in New York now, part of Sotheby's Emergence sneaker auction. Bidding closes December 18th, and all proceeds will go to Portland Rescue Mission. James, the man who found the shoes, is himself in addiction recovery with Portland Rescue Mission after living on the streets for a time. He didn't want to share on camera, but tells us he is thrilled that the shoes he recognized and set aside are now going to be used to help so many other people like him.
He's been a really special part of the whole story because it's a story about him, ultimately, and it's a story about so many people we serve whose lives get rescued.
In downtown Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
You're watching KGW News at 11, still ahead, taking to the streets. Portland protests stop traffic, calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Plus, holiday travel is fast approaching. What you can do to make your travels run a little smoother this year.
And this is pretty smooth and beautiful. Sunset at the Oregon coast. Look at that. Some great color in the sky as the clouds were clearing. And in fact, the skies cleared over Portland, too. That means areas of fog will be back, but so are the east winds as we begin another long dry spell.